We're all here to do what we're all here to do.
You ready? Yeah! True story.
Yep. Yeah.
True story. Woo!
You know it.
True story.
Cheer.
Woo!
You know it.
True story.
Hey, I'm L. Robinson,
And I'm Latif.
and this is Real Talk 2.0. So, we are in the same clothes as the last clip. We did not do this 3 days later and just put on the same clothes. This is actually a few minutes after, because after creating the first, I guess, promo clip, became super pumped. The first, shamefully, it was a big promotional clip for our books. I'm gonna be honest with you, Real Talk. But why don't you explain to the people what Real Talk 2.0 is really all about?
Real things that real people go through.
Right, life.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about life, and we talked about the omega, or the end point of relationships, which is, in a lot of cases, is divorce. And we turned it into a big commercial for our books. But I just want to jump, I guess, time jump into what relationships, I guess, the middle point.
Right.
You know, because the beginning is always a magical moment, which means that a whole bunch of lies are going on. But relationships, I don't know, relationships I know take work. They take work. If the relationship is real, if the relationship is real, I think relationships take a lot of work once you get past the I'm the most perfect person in the world stage. Well, I mean, when we talk about work, how do you, I guess, this word would be quantify your work?
It's compromising. I think it's a lot of compromising.
Compromise. Yeah, it is. It is, because you're talking about people that are from you come from two different families, and you're really sick and weird if you come from the same family. Really sick and weird, and that's just a whole, I'm not even gonna go over that episode. But you're coming from two different ways of growing up, ways of looking at life, ways of viewing the world, and sometimes ways of how you view a relationship should be. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, our relationship.
Yeah.
We, actually.
This is a whole bunch of no.
Yeah, real talk. You might have different religious point of views.
True.
But that doesn't mean, it can't work. Our personal situation, I wouldn't say critics, but being that I was raised Muslim, my family kind of questioned how could it work. But I think that if you're an open-minded individual,
right,
and you and that person have so much more in common other than just religious views,
right,
that
I think we could, because I was 5%, so I understand the concept. But this is the way that I've always looked at it. Love is love.
Right.
Love is the most powerful word in this universe, and if the love is true, anything, and that comes back to the hard work, but anything can be overcome.
Right.
If the love is real, you can get past that. I'm just glad that both of us don't eat pork. that might be a problem. That might be a problem. Oh, baby, you cooking breakfast? What's that? I thought we had this conversation. Now I gotta throw the pots away. But I don't think that should be. I think we all have our religious beliefs, or even our cultural beliefs, but I don't think that should ever ever come in the way
Right.
of true love.
Right.
You know, I think because love is one of those things, and I say that because I love her. Love is one of those things that is hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
It really, no,
True,
seriously.
real, yeah.
It is hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
To find a person that is willing to go through the fire with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said in the previous clip, and as I said in my books, not every day is perfect.
Far
You
from
know,
it.
what's that Boyz II Men song?
Yeah.
Can you stay in the rain?
New Edition.
New Edition.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Same different. But no, you're right. You know, it's can you stand the rain? And I think in this society, the way people view is like, oh hell, there's a thundercloud. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Call me every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm out.
Right.
You know, and I think I think it's really, I think it bespeaks to people that actually go through the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not my grandparents, you know, I always talk about my grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
but my grandparents used to always say, you know, if it's too easy, it's probably not worth having.
Right.
You know, if it's too easy, it's probably not worth having. And I think a lot of the kids in this day and age are just looking for, you know, okay, let's say if I'm ugly, I want you to be in some of a committed relationship with me, but I still want to be able to have the freedom to do what I want to do, but I still want to be able to tell you what you should do, and I should, you know, and it's so on and so forth. And to me, that's not love.
Right. No, it's not.
That's not love. I mean, love is basically, and I mean, you can chime in, but I think it's about building each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Definitely.
building each other, taking from the best parts of yourself and using that to help your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking too much, please.
Right. No, I
Join
mean,
in.
I agree. I think it's also about, you know, not being judgmental.
Right.
You know, and loving yourself. You have to love yourself.
Most important thing, because you can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. If you don't have self-love, how can you transfer the emotion of love or the feeling or the energy of love to someone else?
Right.
You doubting what you have inside of you, and you talking about you love somebody.
Right.
You gotta have some kind of basis, some kind of litmus to kind of understand what you're doing.
Right.
You know.
Foundation. You
Right.
know.
Right. Right. Foundation, son.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or a girl or whatever. You know, love is a beautiful thing. Relationships are a beautiful thing. Many things come out of relationships.
Right.
Growth, empowerment, the ability to evolve,
Right.
and sometimes children.
Yeah.
And
sometimes that might happen before marriage.
Right,
A lot
right.
that I'm seeing on social media, people that are married kind of putting themselves on a pedestal because they're married. Or the whole new thing with, you know, Cardi B, you know, making the point, almost validating that she has her marriage certificate up, posted. And it's like, you know, I was married before I got pregnant. When that doesn't make
wait a second. Did anybody pay attention to biology class? There was no chapter in that book that said marriage certificate must be, and first and foremost, that's a whole Western civilization. That is just and if you don't know the mechanics of having babies, and you think that there's actually a marriage certificate involved, you've got problems. You've really got problems, and maybe you shouldn't. I used to have a joke when I was younger, you know, just maybe you should just keep on practicing. Just keep on practicing, just don't make any babies. But it happens, and it especially happens with people in love, and I don't think that the life that you bring into the world really cares.
Right,
if
you're
you
married.
have a piece of paper.
Right.
It just wants to be loved.
Right.
it just wants to be cherished. It just wants to learn the best that it can learn from the two people that were in love that had the child.
Right. I mean, in my case, I got married after I had the children. Didn't make a difference. The version I really don't feel like if I would have gotten married first and had my children that I would not have gotten my children.
Right. Exactly. Same thing.
I probably would have been more pissed that, I sat here and did it right and you're still being an ass.
I mean, and I don't see it. I had my children after I was married, but I don't see a difference. Would I love them any different? Would I have treated them any differently?
Right.
No.
Right.
No. I mean, and here's the reality of it. If you're past the age of 30, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. The chances of you finding a relationship where there is not children involved, give it up.
It happens. It happens.
Well, you show me what a unicorn is, or the Lucky Charms person who want to go.
It happens.
No, get out of here. But it happens, but it's the rarity.
It is rare.
It's
a beautiful
rarity.
thing. You should feel very happy.
Here's the deal. People are going. This is real talk. This is real talk. People are going to be people. People are going to have relationships that they're giving, like you said in your book, that are giving 110% and say, hey, nothing can possibly go wrong with this. Let's go ahead and have a child. And then everything goes sideways. It happens. Or there are people that go ahead and, in our case, get married and say, hey, listen, no matter what, ain't nothing gonna go wrong. And then you're like, how'd that black hole end up there? And you're saying to yourself, oh wow, I'm really messed up in the game right now. No, but then you move on just like we did. You move on, you find someone that you care about, that makes you happy, that you once again say, and you have to constantly do this. This is what love is based on. Of actually letting go and say, hey, listen, this is going to work this time. And you move forward.
Right. I mean, we move forward pretty fast. We personally, we had we have a baby. She's almost 2.
Yeah, and if anybody has a problem with that, go ahead, comment, like, and subscribe if you have a problem with that. But I mean, what the hell? It's all, at the end of the day, it's our life, and we're living our life as we see fit, and that's real talk. It's I get tired of people that bring judgment and decide, oh well, you should have did this and you should have did that, and maybe if you would have went this way, everything would have been better. But this is not coming from demigods. This is not coming from people that live perfect lives. Bill Gates has never called me and had this conversation with me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Is he married, divorced? He still has money.
Obama, while he was in office, and that, L. Robinson, I just want to take a moment of your time. I know you and T, y'all got together. And I've heard that you have a child, and I just want to put my viewpoint. No, that doesn't happen. That never happens. And at the end of the day, as long as you're putting in the hard work in the relationship, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it is hard work. If you wanted to go someplace, it is. There's a lot of good times, but there's times where you're like, oh, this is supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
No, life isn't easy.
Right.
If you have a job or if you run a business or whatever the case may be, every day isn't perfect.
Right.
Not every customer is happy.
Right. But I think that's the difference between a relationship that's real and the love is real versus a relationship that you're just in just because you're trying to validate. Because we have arguments, but I will say that it's not the same arguments as in the past relationship. There are arguments and then there's talk and resolution,
Real talk, mate. No.
You know, resolution and coming to real conclusions
Right.
versus, you know.
Right, and instead of just, you know what, I'm out.
Mhm.
You know, and again, just to circle back to the front of the range, that's what I see a lot through, I mean, I'm sure you see it in your friends, I see it in my friends. I see a lot of, oh, this isn't worth it. Well, why did you, I think anything that you feel that you say that you love somebody, but you're not willing to put in the work, especially you're talking about, again, people from two different understandings of how life is. You know, two different understandings of, you know, what a relationship, the perfect relationship is in one's mind. And intelligent people actually say there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. But you gotta put in the work, return on investment. I know you hate that term.
No, I'm fine with it.
I know you hate that, but it's true. It's not just a business concept; it's a life concept. You know, if you can you stand the rain? You know, there'll always be sunny days, but can you stand the rain, son?
But don't misconcept that either, because a lot of females think that can you stand the rain means, oh, you know, he cheated, he had outside, you know, or a child.
That's the hurricane.
This is all
Can you stand the hurricane?
Yeah. That's not, you know.
Can you stand the end of the earth, baby? Can you stand it? There'll be sunny days after the planet explodes.
You're right. Yeah.
You know, no, don't make a fool of yourself.
Right, exactly.
Love is never meant to make a fool out of you. However, there is going to be times where you're just going to have to, like you said, compromise. You know, that's very important. There are times that you have to be understanding. Because, again, unless you're from the same family unit, which is sick, unless you're from the same family unit, you don't have the same viewpoints all the time. So sometimes it's okay to agree to disagree.
Right.
You know, but anything else where you're just, you know, you're not willing to go through the struggle, that means one of two things. You don't feel the relationship was worth it, or you just given the relationship the name relationship when it's just really a constant booty call. You know, and I don't mean to be rude, but that's what it essentially is. It's just a constant booty call.
Right.
You know, and I say this as real talk. We're all adults here. We all know what a booty call is. You know, and some booty calls are just a long time. You know, it's just, you know, I'm never gonna put a ring on this. You know, we can't talk about anything because we're not compatible. However, other aspects of our life, smoking. You know, but and in the sake of real talk, you can still have that in a committed relationship, in a relationship where you both are on the same path, or in a term that my job uses all the time, where you're both in alignment.
It's true.
I think it is. I really think it is. Do you want to close this out?
I mean, comment if you have, you know, something to say. If you're going through that, or if you know, you really feel like what we said was on point, or if you even disagree with what we said.
Yeah, you know. But if you disagree on the fact about being from the same family unit, just unfriend me, unsubscribe. You know, what's those movies? Last Cabin on the Left, or something like that. What's those scary movies? With
the Chainsaw Massacre, right? Weren't they supposed to be?
Yeah. The hills have. I mean, there's this movie. There's precautionary tales out for y'all.
Like real life, the DuPonts.
Yeah. Oh, they got money on. Joke.
They're not sharing the money with nobody else with themselves.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Real Talk 2.0. This is what we do. This is what we do, and I like what we do. The Feds is probably going to kick in our door next week because the stuff that we're going to talk about Trump probably.
I don't know anything about when I pay him no attention.
But you got to. It's scary.
Yeah, that's true.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's really scary. It's like he's like a Oompa Loompa. He's orange.
Right, but he does not have the final say. So.
Yeah, we're gonna Real Talk 2.0. We're gonna have a conversation on how the government really works. Hey, listen, I'm El Robinson.
I'm Latif.
You already know, love you guys. Did you like?
True story.
Yep. Yeah.
True story. Woo.
You know it.
True story.